back here, you little shit! You ruined my dinner party! Hello viewers. As you can see from this poorly conceived skit, I'm doing a critique of the new Alien Covenant film. Get yourself nice and comfy as I talk shit about my betters. It's the sequel to Prometheus you never wanted, a prequel to Alien that was never needed, and essentially a soft reboot of Alien that never should have been greenlit. It's Alien Covenant, and boy does it suck! After the abysmal reception of Prometheus, the studio couldn't call this anti-film Prometheus 2 What the Fuck Boogaloo, and so tacked on a different title. You remember Prometheus? You remember that mess, right? Remember the running away from the ship? The weird black poo that made no sense? You tried to put that terrible film all the way into the back of your mind, right next to the memories of your dirty uncle. Well, some fuckwits at 20th Century Fox decided that rather than distance themselves from the mangled car crash that is Prometheus, they would revisit it and also drag our beloved alien into the burning wreck. To make sense of all this, we need to look at the two films it's mushing together. Let's look at Alien first. For those of you who have suffered head trauma and don't know what the Alien franchise is, it's about literal dickhead aliens that pop out of chests and eat your brains. The film franchise is iconic and has influenced many sci-fi films and video games since its debut in 1979. The first film was wonderfully created by Ridley Scott, who focused on detail and atmosphere to create not only a science fiction film, but also a horror film. What really stood out was the creature design. The alien was designed by Swiss surrealist Hey Really Giger, who spent most of his time painting his phallic nightmares, as you do. H.R. Giger had a knack for creepy designs, and I'm actually a huge fan of his work. His warped genius would go on to create a nightmarish combination of sex and death, like that time I took PCP at my aunt's funeral. Plot was straightforward. Humans in space pick up distress signal from planet, bitch about a bonus situation, land on a planet, idiot gets too close to an egg, face vagina falls off, everyone loses their appetite, the alien grows up, one of the humans is actually a cum-powered robot that goes crazy, and then every squishy human, bar a heroine and a cat, gets splatted. In typical horror movie fashion, we are left with the final girl/woman, and that was Ripley. With a powerful will to survive, she defeats the alien in her child-sized panties. Ripley went on to be seen as a good example of a female protagonist, and would star in many more Alien films until her character would get completely ruined. Alien had mystery, body horror, and panicky humans, which made it a cultural hit. Then the sequels came along and slowly chipped away at everything we enjoyed about the original film. Then Prometheus came along and shot the franchise in the head. Yeah, shit. Let's look at Prometheus. Don't turn away, let's get through this. Prometheus was meant to be Ridley Scott's return to form. It was hyped as a philosophical film, exploring our origins and the mysteries of the universe, whilst also tying to the Alien franchise, and it would possibly give insight into the mysterious space jockey entity. Shame they got that hack writer from the TV show Lost to do the script, and so Prometheus amounted to being as deep as a puddle. It starred Noomi Rapeface as annoying Christian Scientist Dr. Shaw, Guy Pearce as a latex scrotum, Charlize Theron, who is more robotic than the actual robot in the film, and of course it had Idris Elba in it, like every other film, because he must be the only black actor in the universe. You got Magneto, budget Tom Hardy, and some expendables. They're all supposed to be highly intelligent scientists who go traipsing across the universe in search of alien life, but for most of the film they just do stupid shit. It follows the same premise as Alien, and it tried to play homage to it quite a bit, despite it trying to do its own thing. Standard. Humans land on planet, find freaky alien structure, horrors discovered, in this case black snot, horrors brought on ship, and a robot character who's a devious bastard. Yet it lacked coherence, even though it was trying to do a tried and tested formula. The plot was all over the place, and had more holes than Swiss cheese, especially with the film's ultimate plot device, the weird black bioweapon goo. Its sole purpose was to throw in random monsters whenever it was convenient to the plot. By the way, this convoluted black crap is in Alien Covenant too. Hey folks, Professor Tosspot here at Quite Virtually Crap, and boy do we have a treat for you today. It's weird black shit from beyond the stars. What does it do? It does everything. Want a retard squid baby? Black shit's got you covered. Want a bleach that'll disintegrate a roided up monkey? Black shit's got you covered. Want a not quite alien? Black shit's got you covered. Want the actual alien? Black shit's got you covered. Want a zombie? Yeah, sure, why the fuck not? If you love all things black, from the goth lifestyle to charcoal, and you actually want this shit, then order within 24 hours and we'll throw in a free 1-year subscription to blacks.com. Now, I could go on and on about Prometheus, but for me, it took away from the Alien franchise instead of adding to it. We didn't need answers to the derelict spaceship from Alien. It was a good mystery. Didn't need the engineer crap. Oh, the mystery of Alien was ruined as the creepy space jockeys were revealed to be space albinos on steroids. To make fans of Aliens happy, they threw in this malformed Smurf dickhead at the end. Enjoy, that's your lot, folks. After all the hype, Prometheus was a pretty-looking B-movie with a flimsy connection to the Alien franchise and no real satisfying payoff to the overall plot. It ended with Noomi flying into the unknown with a decapitated robot head. Good riddance, or so I thought. Enter Alien Covenant. We start Ridley Scott's latest cash grab with the Covenant crew and their spaceship filled with frozen colonists and more embryos than the Kardashians' personal abortion clinic. The casting is really weird for the latest batch of Wayland Corporation fodder. We have Catherine Waterston playing Daniels, a bargain bin version of Ripley. She tries to do the whole tough girl shtick we've all seen before. Guess they couldn't get Michelle Rodriguez. She must have been doing another Fast and Furious film, or just eating box. Danny McBride is in it too, an odd choice considering he does mostly comedy films. Of course, Michael Fassbender is in this because he's a big name in Hollywood, but you get 2 versions of him to double your fun. And then there's the mouth breathers. Anyway, these soon-to-be alien chow land on a planet made of wheaty goodness, but it soon turns into a sci-fi Scooby-Doo mystery about who planted the wheat. I mean, something aliens related. Then the black goo shows up again to create plot holes. It goes in someone's ear and leaves an alien in their chest, and not their brain. Bit of a tangent, but bear with me. In Prometheus, the goo disintegrates engineers, but in Covenant it leaves black husks of engineers behind. Also, in Prometheus it's established that we share a lot of our DNA with the engineers. Shouldn't that guy's ear have melted, or was his ear meant to get pregnant? Fuck it. If the writers won't make sense of it, why should I bother? So, this pleb gets an alien in them. Now, we all know in the Alien franchise, that means a nasty chestburster scene. We've seen it all before. And so, you have to make it fresh and new. Instead of bursting out of the chest, it bursts out the back. Fuck me. You can imagine the coked-up writers patting themselves on the back for that work of genius. What pops out is not the alien, but an alien-like thing, a neomorph or some shit. It's supposed to be based on some old concept art, but it's actually the most uninspired design ever. Ever seen Ash vs. Evil Dead? It's pretty much this demon monster here. These fuckers pop out the woodwork, and soon it's all out CGI action and messy exposition. Oh, and there's 2 Michael Fassbenders now. There's Walter and there's David from Prometheus. Difference is, David is a dick with a British accent, Walter is mildly autistic with a forced American accent. So David shows up, helps the crew and shelters them, but is clearly evil, because he's not exactly subtle about his god complex. What happened to Noomi Rapeface, you wonder? According to the promotional prologue and Covenant's exposition, Noomi and David the Dick were flying around in the engineer's half-eaten donut ship for a while. Don't know how Noomi was sustaining herself on an alien ship for so long, unless those control panel legs are actually edible. Now, I knew Christians all about forgiveness and like to turn the other cheek, but this just takes the piss. She went out of her way to repair the evil dick who sabotaged her mission and made her give herself a homemade abortion that Jesus would frown upon. Whatever. Space is lonely, and he has his uses, if you get my meaning. Not like David became a reformed arsehole because he shows up on the engineer's doorstep with their bioweapon, and like your mother at a gangbang, they get carpet bombed with goo. That all-purpose plot device black goo is also a viable planet killer, so add that to its list of uses. It also means the writers didn't have to come up with more backstory for the engineers and have to expand on the lore. That's all the closure you get. Oh, and Noomi is dead. But remember, this is Alien, not Prometheus, so forget all that bollocks. Now, Michael Fassbender's character David is... This is the wrong footage. Whatever, keep it on. I'm sure we can appreciate the cinematography here. Yeah. Anyway, David has been alive for the past 10 years and experimenting with black goo and aliens because I guess you need a hobby. So he's been working on a devious breed of new alien, and... Are you even paying attention? In David's little shop of horrors, an expendable dude comes into contact with his latest creation, the Facehugger. And, like every other alien film, some retard sees weird alien shit and immediately sticks their face in it. The Wayland Corporation must have pretty relaxed hiring practices for these cretins. What are your qualifications? I didn't get enough oxygen at birth. Get that man on a spaceship! By this point, we're well into Act 3, and finally, we get the actual alien that we know and love and pay good fucking money to see. What a cop-out. Worst of all, it's comprised of shit CGI. Ugh. The character of Daniels stops being a whiny puss and decides to do a Best Ripley impression. Little too late, Missy, as most of the cast I couldn't give two shits about are dead, and I started rooting for the alien. Now, big spoilers here. Actually, it's probably a bit too late for that warning. Fuck it. Alien gets defeated, Ripley's lesbian cousin and the remaining colonists fly off into the sunset, with mustache-twirling David doing the old twin switcheroo, so it ends on a cliffhanger, so there can be more sequels to help Ridley Scott's retirement fund. Overall, Alien Covenant is a mess and has the consistency of bum gravy. Created not as a piece of creativity, but to milk a franchise and appeal to modern hyperactive horror fans who like jump scares and references. The alien, as a classic cinema character, is no longer mysterious, which takes away the fear factor. It isn't a dark entity beyond our comprehension from the deep void of space. Nope. Made by a robo-Hitler youth in a laboratory. I wanted to like this movie, and I love Ridley Scott's work, but now his more recent stuff seems hollow. Ridley, if you're watching this, well, you're probably not. You're probably enjoying a bowl of cocaine with a ladyboy. Or not, as my lawyer insists. But if you were, I'd say, what happened? Alien was brilliant. Blade Runner had beautiful cyberpunk aesthetics. Gladiator was a tour de force. And Kingdom of Heaven was good. And even though Orlando Bloom was more wooden than the siege weaponry, the cinematography more than made up for it. Then, over time, you just lost that spark. But your name still has influence and can put bums on seats. You're not even directing the Blade Runner sequel thing, but your name's still tacked onto it. Quit being a sellout and sticking your name on shit. Now I'm waiting for the Ridley Scott home pregnancy test to come out any day now. Ridley, please, see that you're being used by Hollywood. You're being used as a tool of marketing. You are simply a puppet. You are a puppet, Ridley. Yes, the irony of that statement is not lost on me. Come on, folks, this is a great deal. This black crap is the ultimate plot contrivance. Practically magic. I'll even throw in the chest burster. Makes for a great scarf. Or belt. Oh, we got our first caller.
Hi there, I'm a legal representative of Idris Elba. My client claims that you, Mr. Tosspot, have been leaving flaming bags of dog feces outside his residence. My client is considering harsh legal action.
Oh, you got the wrong guy. You're thinking of PewDiePie. People always confuse me with that YouTuber. Hang up. Well, this was a misfire. You're getting fucked out of an airlock, you know.